there a lot of pressure on you considering the amount of money you invested?
Well, before I get started, what happened to that D-League tryout, man? I gotta ask about that. I gotta ask.
I made it. I got 8 points. Actually, I got 22 rebounds. I got some Tyson Chandler rebounds. I did pretty good. I didn't make
Good.
the team,
I'll talk to a guy. I know a guy. I'll talk to him. But no, I'm really excited, for this season. It's going to be, bigger expectations, and I'm gonna have a larger role on this team. But the biggest thing I've learned in my 4 years of being in this league is, winning is the biggest priority. So I'm trying to do whatever I can to help this team win. I feel like we have a lot of pieces this year, either coming back, off injury, guys who are motivated, have a lot to prove, a lot of new additions. So hopefully, we can all come together and do something special.
Harrison, Coach Carlisle mentioned he had a chance to spend some time talking to you during the summer. Can you talk about that relationship? Because how important is it to be in the NBA and have your coach say, "Hey, listen, this is what it's going to take for you to make it on our team"?
No, I mean, coach has been great. He came out to Ames, Iowa, spent some time with me there. That's something that I never see anyone do. So that let me know that he was different. But he's all about the details. All about just trying to talk about just the finer things of the game. I think that's what it's going to allow us to be successful this year. And it was good that I was able to kind of get to understand him a little bit before camp.
Harrison, why Dallas when maybe they're not as close to title contention as some other on paper, as some other teams out there?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things on paper, but I like this locker room. I think it's a group of high character guys, and I think when you look at what this franchise has done year in, year out, stable ownership. Coach Carlisle is, in my opinion, one of the best coaches in the NBA, and he always puts his guys in good positions. You look at their player development, guys that have come here, gotten better throughout the years, and then to be able to, like I said, learn from a guy named Dirk, who's done it year in, year out. He's pretty much built this place, through his work ethic. Just to be able to learn from a guy like that, I mean, it's really, a rare opportunity.
I'm sure you've never been in a situation like that. You were in the Olympics where obviously you didn't get a whole lot of playing time. But what was that like for you? Was it frustrating, or what was kind of the whole big picture Olympic experience like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was, one of those situations where, you have to sacrifice, and obviously when you make the Olympic team, you want to show what you can do on the world's biggest stage. But at the same time, winning gold took precedent, and, we didn't want to be the team that, either lost the win streak or didn't come home with gold. So, I mean, those are the biggest things that we as a team said, we're going to put everything to the side. We're going to focus to win on that, and, we came through. Man, I wish I would have won a national championship at UNC. Gosh, man, still think about that one. Just continue to get better. In this league, I think you can't take anything for granted. I don't think anyone would have, 3 years ago when I was drafted to Golden State said we would have won a championship. Am I saying that we're going to have the same trajectory here? No, I'm not saying that. But I think that as long as you continue to work and continue to do things the right way, you give yourself a chance, and that's what you want to do is compete for a championship.
How does it feel to be able to play be teammates with the Curry brothers, first with Steph, and now being with Seth? Man, you get a chance to be a part of that. Got to be pretty special.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I feel like I played with Seth the last 4 years. He's been around so much. Just practices. He was with us in camp one year. Then he was in Sacramento, so we saw him all the time. But it's great, especially to come into a new situation, to know some of the guys already. Bogues, obviously, I've been in the trenches with him the last 4 years, but, I've known Seth. Me and Quincy were drafted at the same time, so I know him pretty well. So it's cool to have those guys with you.
Did you get to know Colin Kaepernick at all during your time in the Bay Area, and what are your feelings on what he's doing right now with his platform?
Yeah, no, I mean, they came to some games, but I didn't have a personal relationship with him. But in terms of his message, I mean, I support obviously what he's standing for. Oppression of black people is never an easy topic to talk about. It makes a lot of people uncomfortable. So and it does need to be changed about that. I'm definitely in accordance with him on that. In terms of the whole national anthem protest, I think that's an individual thing. We as a team haven't decided, whether we're going to do something on that. I think, as Dirk was saying earlier, I think whatever we're going to do it in unity. But there definitely needs to be change.
In Team USA, did you guys ever talk about doing anything in terms of protests around the gold medal thing or anything like that?
No, we talked about definitely doing something in the community. I think, Melo's conversation that we had in LA with the police and with community groups is actually really impactful. Just to actually sit, and hear, kids from LA talk to, police officers about, their experiences. And I think the NBA and the union are going to try to replicate that, in different cities. But no, we didn't, really talk about trying to protest or sit or kneel or anything like that.
You spent a lot of time with Mark Cuban and Carlisle at our house this summer.
Epic.
Talk about him being on front row as the president of the Lakers tonight.
Yeah, yeah, man, he's something else. I didn't know he was such a big politician, man. He just went from just lackadaisical owner to now he's gonna probably try to run in 2020 maybe. So we'll see. Now I look forward to watching the debate tonight. We'll see him on TV. If he be wearing his Dallas Mavericks shirt, I'll feel be in a suit and go from there.
With the changes to the roster, it looks like there's going to be a bunch of opportunities for a secondary ball handler. A lot of people look towards you for that, especially in the pick and roll. Have you worked on that skill set? I know that necessarily wasn't your role in Golden State, but pick and roll ball handler.
Yeah, if my number is called, I'll definitely do it. Coach is very meticulous with the details, and he's all about preparation. So I'll have to go through a lot of checks and balances before I get that privilege for sure. So we'll see.
When you were at UNC, you had the ball in your hands a lot. You were kind of the go-to player there. Do you think you can build upon that and use that here in Dallas?
It'll be a little bit different, but somewhat similar. So I'll have the ball in my hands a lot more. But that doesn't necessarily mean to score. At UNC, it's primarily, the ball was in your hands to score. And obviously we have a lot of guys who are capable here. So the ball being in my hands more, it'll be to, draw two defenders and kick, or to be smart about my decision making. It won't just be necessarily every time you get it, you go score.
Andrew, probably better than anybody here. What do you think he needs to bring to this thing? You guys have the best shot at success.
Yeah, pretty much. What you saw in the Olympics. That's what you want them to do. Block shots, rebound, play above the rim, knock down free throws. Those were all those things. I think that's what you can bring to this team, and especially, in the NBA now, everyone wants to play small. Everyone wants to speed the game up. To be able to have a guy like him who can protect the rim, pass like a guard, and get up and down the floor is rare. So we just need him to do all those things.
Are you surprised that they didn't met him?
Man, yeah. Honestly, I thought we were going to see them in the championship. They were a load when we played them. I know just for him, that being his last Olympics, he took it, pretty personally that he didn't get a medal.
How much have they talked to you about playing the floor? What's the biggest difference for you between playing 4 and 3?
I'll probably play a lot of 4. Just because now everyone has a small ball lineup. So whether that means Dirks goes to the 5, whether that means Dwight's the 5, I'm the 4, Justin's 3, whatever it may be. But the biggest difference is just your responsibility defensively. As a 3, as a small forward, you're able to roam a little bit, but you mostly lock into your man. While as the 4, you're calling out a lot of pick and roll coverages. Rebounding wise, that responsibility falls a lot more on you. And you just have to just be smart that, you are, the rim protection, or you are the guy, the last line of defense. It's not somebody else behind you that's going to be, covering up for you.
Carlisle, you guys talked over the summer about the raised expectations with the big contract. What were those conversations like, and what's your view on that topic?
Yeah, he was just he was talking to me about what he's seen over the years, and just in terms of, kind of going from, being the role player to having a more prominent role. What does that mean? Not getting caught up in the numbers and just preparation. Putting in more time and effort. I like to think that I'm a guy that I work hard, put extra shots up, but now it's a different level of that. What I'm saying, to do that night in, night out, that consistency factor. The fact of some nights when you just don't have it, you don't have that luxury anymore. Just because you have an increased role. So I think that's a big area which I'm going to lean on Dirk for, just to learn how for 19, 18 years he's done that, and just continue to get better.
What will you piece up with the Warriors this year, and what will it be like to watch that team, a bunch of guys you kind of grew up in the NBA playing with, and obviously, KD, you guys are
Zero. No, I mean, outside of the Mavs, I mean, that's my focus.
With the addition of yourself and Andrew, how much better can this team be defensively?
I think we can be really good. Both Andrew and I are used to switching a lot of things. We're used to playing on a string together, and when you got a guy like Wes Matthews out there, who in my opinion is an underrated defender, just because look at what he did last year. I mean, he was guarding the best player at pretty much any position, night in, night out. I think we have a lot of things that we can do. D. Will being a bigger guard, Justin Anderson being able to guard multiple positions, Dwight Powell being able to guard multiple positions. And I think we have a lot of things we can offer.
Do you think championship experience, or do you think they already have it because of Dirk and JJ and Coach Carlisle winning one?
Well, you can never have enough championship experience. No, they've had it here, especially with the fact that they've had a coach, the same coach that won it here and all that type of stuff. But, hopefully, Andrew and I can just, bring that experience as well, that work ethic, and more so on the preparation side. We have, some younger guys on the team, a lot of whom are going to play and contribute a lot. So just teaching these guys, look, it's every single day, of just getting better. Don't try to look to, All-Star break or, April and say, okay, now I'm going to turn it on. It's every single day.
You and Justin know each other from the AAU days. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I almost grew up with Justin in a sense, just because he played on Boo Williams, then he went to Virginia. We had a lot of the same friends and all that type of stuff, and I think his development has been great. For him to be the player that he is today, I think there's a lot more growth to his game that he's going to be able to do and he's going to be able to have and show, and I'm excited to help him out in that capacity as well as play alongside of him.
A couple more questions, guys.
Would Mark Cuban make a good president?
Yeah, he made a pretty good president.
Is that a politically correct answer?
I was gonna, I thought about it for a second, and then I was like, man, this jersey is just so nice. Yeah, he'd be phenomenal. He'd be phenomenal.
He's got to go against Kanye West in 2020.
Ooh. Yeah, Kanye's got a lot going on, man. I don't know if he's gonna run.
I've heard you have political ambitions. You're done playing. Is that true?
Maybe, man. I might go back to the great state of Iowa and try to do something there, but we'll see.